You called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down.
More layman would say, oh, Tank Davis is better. But better at what? Is he better at selling tickets? Is he better at selling stadiums out? Is he better at creating controversy?
Because of how he was making it look like he'll call out somebody else that's like, but now that I see that I feel as though he's still a clown because that's his personality.
During the press conference after his recent fight against Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis surprised fans by naming Jake Paul as his next desired opponent. This unexpected call-out has sparked debate, especially since Davis previously dismissed Paul.
Who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here.
I ain't gonna do him.
He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Jake Paul has responded to Gervonta Davis, calling him out, showing both respect and confidence in his abilities. In a tweet, Paul acknowledged Davis's skills and presence in boxing, writing, "Gervonta has my respect inside the ring. He comes to fight, one of the top 5 in the world right now. Outside the ring, he is standing on his own and representing America. I would destroy him in the ring given the size, but I respect what he represents." Tuning in tonight, Paul's response was a mix of admiration and self-assurance. While he praised Davis for his fighting ability and his impact outside the ring, he also made it clear that he believes his size advantage would be too much for Davis to handle in a potential fight. This exchange has only fueled speculation about a possible matchup between the two. Davis, a dominant force in the lightweight division, would be at a significant size disadvantage against Paul, who has been competing at cruiserweight. Despite this, fans are intrigued by the possibility of the fight happening. The ball is now in Davis's court to see if he will respond to Paul's latest comments.
Jake, what do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're going to mix into, I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough
Yeah,
for
would you ever do a fight like that?
I feel as though in my career I can't do that right now.
Gervonta Davis is now calling out Jake Paul despite previously dismissing the idea of ever fighting him. In past interviews, Davis laughed off the possibility, calling Paul a clown and saying he wouldn't even entertain the thought. But now his stance has shifted, and he seems to be open to making the fight happen. This unexpected change has fans buzzing. Some speculate Davis is looking for a big payday, while others believe he wants to shut Paul down for good. Either way, his new challenge has added fuel to their ongoing back and forth. Paul has been angling for fights with top-level opponents, and Davis throwing his name into the mix only adds to the intrigue. However, there's still the question of weight. Davis, a dominant force in the lightweight division, would be giving up serious size against the much bigger Paul. Despite the differences, Davis's call-out signals that he's willing to entertain the possibility. Whether this is just talk or the beginning of real negotiations remains to be seen, but with both fighters continuing to take shots at each other, the boxing world is now watching closely to see if this unexpected rivalry turns into an actual fight.
Now, you called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Jake Paul has made it clear that he's open to fighting Gervonta Davis, saying he would be super, super down for the matchup. Paul, who has been targeting big-name opponents, appears confident in his chances against the smaller but highly skilled Davis. While fans debate whether this fight makes sense, Paul's team has stepped in to clarify their stance. According to them, it's not Jake who needs this fight, it's Davis. They believe that despite Davis's elite boxing status, a bout with Paul would bring him more mainstream attention and financial gain than any fight he could book on his own. This statement has stirred controversy, with Davis's supporters arguing that the undefeated boxing champion doesn't need Paul to stay relevant. However, there's no denying the kind of buzz a fight with Paul generates. He has consistently drawn massive pay-per-view numbers and built a fan base beyond traditional boxing audiences. Now, with both sides acknowledging the potential fight, the question remains whether negotiations will actually move forward. Davis initially dismissed Paul as a clown, but now that he's calling him out, the possibility feels more real than ever. Fans are waiting to see if this turns into a blockbuster showdown.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you.
Where do you think you'd be without Calvin?
Thank
Your life in general.
I'm from the inner city. I was outside. Like, you know what I mean? So that answers your question. I don't want to say I was like, you know?
Yeah,
but,
blessing.
you know?
How do you feel about the state of American boxing? Do you feel like you're keeping it afloat since Canelo's doing 3 out of 4 fights in Saudi Arabia? Right?
He fighting over there?
3 out of the 4, yeah.
He got a fight over there?
Yeah, 3 of the 4 is.
I thought they be having fights here too.
Well, he's putting on fights here, but Canelo is
he got a fight over there.
He got a fight over there. Then he comes back with Crawford, and then 2 next year over there.
So he fighting at Crawford here?
Yeah.
So
that's not bad.
Alleged.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But
I ain't gonna lie, they've been saying like I don't want what's the name, but they've been saying like they've been getting messed up over there, bro. Like everything is different. Like they be getting sick, and not only one fighter. Like they've been numerous fighters that been getting sick over there. So I don't know, bro. And you see how the guy was. He looked at the scorecard.
Turkey hopped up and he the score.
But when I said it, it was like.
I know I'm trying
the
to
way how he was talking, he was like, yeah, Devin, my man, like, you know what I mean? We want to get Tank over here and fight. Man, I already know what y'all gonna do. Like,
Jake Paul was defending you. He put a tweet saying like, "This is what Tank was talking."
See?
Yeah.
But every time I say something, it's like I'm hating because I'm going against the grain. I mean, not even going against the grain. I'm letting not, you know.
So to that point, do you feel like a responsibility to the sport in America? I know you're thinking about retirement, but it's like things are going rough in the States. Everything's going over there.
Yeah, but it's like people selling that stuff. Like, you know, even the picture where everybody was in the room, that shit look like some devil shit.
Some cult, right?
Yeah.
Tank Davis has been vocal about his views on fighters accepting lucrative offers to compete in Saudi Arabia, suggesting that such decisions equate to selling their souls. He has expressed reservations about the growing trend of high-profile boxing matches being hosted in the Middle East, implying that financial incentives are overshadowing the sport's integrity. However, this perspective is not without controversy. Critics argue that boxing has always been intertwined with financial considerations, and that opportunities in emerging markets like Saudi Arabia can elevate the sport's global profile. Davis's comments, therefore, contribute to an ongoing debate about the balance between financial incentives and the preservation of boxing's core values.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight, though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God.
But, God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Fans are now calling out Gervonta Davis for hypocrisy after he previously criticized fighters for selling their souls by accepting lucrative offers, but is now entertaining a fight with Jake Paul. A Twitter user, Edwin, summed up the backlash by tweeting, "Jake Paul? Yeah, Tank was ready to sell his soul." Many believe that Davis, who once dismissed Paul as a clown, is now chasing the same financial opportunities he criticized others for. This shift has sparked debate, with some defending him as simply making a business move, while others argue he is contradicting his past statements.
Think about the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, and the other guys, like Ochocinco, fighting and what they bring to the world of boxing. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing for boxing?
You know, I feel as though, at first I didn't like how Jake Paul was coming in up.
Why is that?
Because of how he was making it look like he'll call out somebody else that's like. But now that I see that I feel as though he's still a clown because that's his personality. He's still a clown.
That's how he gets paid. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
But far as him like in the gym, I feel like I'm starting to respect it because he's not doing it like for the hype. He was really like trying to be a boxer.
Okay, but real talk, if he actually faces a real boxer, which we haven't seen yet, you're shaking your head. but real talk for you, Tank. If he gets his ass in the ring with a real boxer, what's gonna happen?
I mean, if they pick his fight right, I think that he's decent.
Yeah,
like he's good. I mean, he's not good, but he's going that way. If he continue to do like stay in the gym, like you say, like you get up in the morning, like he's a boxer. You know what I mean? He's in the gym. So
is he better than you thought he'd be?
Jake Paul has reacted to Gervonta Davis's performance against Lamont Roach, giving both praise and criticism. While Paul admitted it was a really good fight, he pointed out that Davis needed to create more action, claiming the fight felt more like a sparring session. He also stated that this wasn't the Gervonta Davis I knew, showing clear disappointment in the performance. That Paul's comments suggest he expected a more dominant and aggressive showing from Davis. With their ongoing back and forth, this reaction adds more fuel to their potential rivalry, making fans wonder if Davis will respond with a stronger performance next.
I'm trying to watch it on my computer, TV. Like, I'm doing everything for the Tyson fight. And y'all knew, Netflix, you knew that there was going to be a lot of people on your platform watching this. That's what you promoted. That's what you wanted. And you failed not only people in America, all over the world that wanted to see this fight. Like, I'm going to bed now. It's like not even worth it. The women, I don't even know if they're on fight right now because I don't even know where they're at. But this is ridiculous, Netflix. Y'all owe everybody a bunch of money. Not only the fighters, the subscribers.
Tank Davis initially had a strong dislike for how Jake Paul entered the boxing world. He felt that Paul was making a mockery of the sport by calling out opponents in a way that didn't seem genuine or serious. Davis saw Paul as a clown, someone who was using boxing more as an entertainment platform rather than respecting it as a craft. This sentiment was shared by many traditional boxing fans who viewed Paul's rise as nothing more than a spectacle. However, Davis's opinion has slightly evolved. While he still considers Paul a clown in terms of personality and how he markets himself, he has started to respect his commitment to the sport. Davis acknowledges that Paul is putting in real work in the gym and genuinely trying to improve as a boxer rather than just chasing hype. This shift in perspective suggests that Davis sees potential in Paul, at least in the sense that he is dedicated to training and taking the sport seriously.
Paul is unequivocally the most successful fighter in history 4 years in. No one comes close. No one. You couldn't list one that comes close, including Brock Lesnar if you include his WWE career. 4 years in terms of what he's done in terms of box office, pay-per-view, impact, helping other boxers, because he had platform, he had awareness, and he's got the focus and discipline to drive with.
Despite this, Davis remains skeptical about Paul's true boxing ability. He believes that Paul has yet to face a real boxer and suggests that his success depends heavily on how his fights are carefully selected. Davis implies that if Paul continues to be matched against the right opponents, he can maintain a decent level of success, but against an actual high-level boxer, Davis seems to doubt that Paul would hold up.
Gervonta Davis is not a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter right now. He's arguably not even in the top 10 pound-for-pound right now. Despite how cool this picture is, it does not get him into the pound-for-pound list. Even though we could say that he could probably beat everyone in the lightweight division, even though I think he loses to Shakur, he hasn't done it, and he probably isn't going to do it. But what would it take for him to get to the #1 pound-for-pound spot? Let's go over what he would have to do to reach #1. Well, first off, he'd obviously have to go undisputed in the lightweight division. And even though that would be great, I think that only cracks him like #4. Because the only one in the top 10 pound-for-pound in the lightweight division is maybe Shakur. But realistically, he's going to have to do more than just go undisputed in the lightweight division. So obviously, he'd have to go up to 140 because there's no way he's making 130. And then he'd have to beat a dude like Teofimo, and he'd probably have to beat Devin Haney as well. And I think that could probably get him the #1 spot. But yeah, we can sit here and say Tank is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters right now, which I think he's one of the most talented, and I think he could do most of what I said. However, hypotheticals aren't going to work with pound-for-pound listing.
Gervonta Davis previously stated that he planned to retire by the end of the year, citing boredom with boxing. However, his recent call-outs of multiple fighters, including Jake Paul, have left fans questioning his true intentions. If he's genuinely planning to step away, Why is he actively seeking new fights? Some believe he's reconsidering retirement, while others think he's trying to secure big money bouts before leaving the sport.
Tank Davis. Man, he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He's surprised me a couple of times. We've had some word exchanges.
Yes.
But it's all for fun. I hope this fight with Ryan Garcia happens.
Who you leaning on?
It's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. You know, Gervonta hasn't shown the ability to win a lot of rounds against taller fighters, and then he relies on the knockout in the later rounds, which has worked for him. But if Ryan could avoid that, I think it'll be his power and speed will be and range will be a problem for Gervonta. But if Ryan gets caught, we see what Luke Campbell did.
Yeah.
And Gervonta is obviously a way bigger puncher than Luke. So it's really, in my eyes, the fight could go out.
Heavyweight champion Tyson Fury weighed in on the Paul Davis debate, recognizing Gervonta Davis as the better boxer, but applauding Jake Paul's promotional skills. Fury acknowledged Paul's ability to generate massive attention for fights, stating that while Davis has elite talent, Paul's business acumen is reshaping how boxing reaches mainstream audiences.
A layman would say, oh, Tank Davis is better. But better at what? Is he better at selling tickets? Is he better at selling stadiums out? Is he better at creating controversy? Is he better at getting followed on Instagram? Is he better at putting more eyeballs on the boxing? Is he better than him at that? The answer would be no. But is he better at him in a fight? It has to be really, you have to break it down. You know what I mean?
Surprisingly, Gervonta Davis isn't ranked among the top 10 pound-for-pound lightweight fighters, which has caught many fans off guard. This raises debates about his true position in the sport and whether facing Jake Paul would elevate his career or serve as a mere spectacle.
Tank is just done with boxing. He does not enjoy it anymore. It's very clear that he just does not want to box anymore, and that's okay. He went into more detail about why he wants to retire after 2025, and it basically just comes down to he's tired of fighting, he's tired of getting punched in the face, he's not worried about his legacy. He said that he has his legacy in his city, and that's all he's worried about. He did also say that he wants to go to therapy, and he feels like if he goes to therapy now while he's boxing, he won't have that same fire inside of him, and he won't even be able to mentally get prepared for a fight. He also brought up his kids a lot, says he wants to be a lot softer for his daughters. He's got his son now, so he wants to be there for his son and be a good dad and not be getting beat up in the gym all the time. So honestly, I gotta respect it. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just worry about people's mental when they're at their lowest. You know, why do we have to see Tank lose to worry about his mental? Because Sonny Edwards just retired because of his mental, but he was at his lowest. So I don't think we have to see Tank get there to care about his mental. So if he wants to go and he wants to get his last 2-3 fights in, okay, great. Do that. And then go take care of yourself. Because he is young. And I think it's becoming more of a trend to retire when you're like 30, 31. Because Sonny Edwards, 28. Gervonta is going to retire at like 31, 32. And then even Jesse Bam Rodriguez says by the time he's 30, he doesn't really want to be in the sport anymore. But I think this does have a lot to do with them getting into the sport so young. When you're doing it from like the age of 12 or even sometimes younger for Tank, I believe he was younger. So when you've been doing it for that long, getting beat up for that long, I mean, it takes a toll on you. You just don't want to do it anymore. So I gotta
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.